Hello, my name is Cecilia and I teach in both the musicology and piano areas at UWA's Conservatorium of Music. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the composer John Adams to help you study for your ATAR exam. You are studying John Adams in the Innovations unit. In this video, I'll talk about two aspects of his compositional style that can be considered innovative. First, his link to minimalism, and second, the ways in which his musical language grew to encompass a much wider range of influences. Although Adams's style was always much more complicated and eclectic than the early pulse minimalism of Terry Riley, Steve Reich, and Philip Glass, the influence of minimalism is obvious in a significant number of his works, including your set work, Short Ride in a Fast Machine. Minimalist music takes its name from its counterpart in the visual arts. Artists such as Carl Andre and Robert Morris were producing large works that featured the same kind of stripped-down aesthetic that critics found in the music of Lamont Young, Terry Riley, Steve Reich, and Philip Glass. See, for example, Robert Morris's various untitled works, including this one, which is simply a 4-foot by 4-foot by 8-foot plywood box. The earliest forms of minimalism are the experiments in drones from New York-based composers such as Lamont Young, Tony Conrad, John Cale, and the changing membership of the Theatre for Eternal Music. More relevant to our understanding of Adams is the pulsed-bass process minimalism. A good early example of a minimalist work is Steve Reich's tape piece Come Out from 1966. The premise is very simple. Two identical tapes play at very slightly different speeds so that one very slowly creeps forward, a process Reich calls phasing. Come Out's distinctly minimalist characteristics include the following. 1. The presence of one process that governs the entire piece. 2. The fact that this process moves very slowly and is therefore obvious to the listener. 3. The simplicity of the basic material, a short taped snippet in this case. 4. The use of repetition, a short bit of tape that is repeated many times. 5. The length of the work. Reich lets the process play out for about 13 minutes. And 6. The title that tries to ward off interpretation by just stating what it is. Come Out is the speech on which the tape is based. Adams's music was never as minimalist as something like Come Out. Adams is about a decade younger than the first generation of minimalists, but you can clearly hear its influence in a very early work like Adams's Phrygian Gates from 1978. This substantial work for solo piano is about half an hour long and shows its minimalist roots in its use of repetition and a process-based harmonic structure. The title simply states what the piece is. It uses two modes, with a Phrygian mode gradually taking over, and gates is a term Adams took from electronics, where it is used to denote an abrupt shift. By the time Adams wrote his first opera, Nixon in China, in 1987, the minimalist elements are still there, but his compositional language has widened to take in an eclectic range of influences. There's jazz, especially big band, early 20th century neoclassicism, and a number of references to operatic history, including Wagner. The opera even includes an old operatic trope, a storm scene. The piece you're studying falls in between these two works. Please see the video by my colleague James Ledger, who will tell you more about Short Ride in a Fast Machine.